everyone. It's your favorite CEO, Miss Flo, and this is another episode of Neon Mike. I am here at Blerdcon in Crystal City, Virginia, and I am here with the one and only Bad Waifu. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, so my name is Linda. I'm the CEO and creative director of Bad Waifu. And it's basically a women inspired anime and pop brand where it's everything that's not your regular t shirts and sweaters. So I am known for bodycon, bodysuits, making dresses and purses from scratch, and just, doing things that everyone can wear where they're going to happy hour, nightclubs, or at work. So that's all about me.
So it's very funny, like how I discovered you because at AwesomeCon there was a Blurred meetup, and after everybody like introduced themselves and got to know one another, they were like bringing up your name, like, oh yeah, you should definitely check out Bad Waifu. Like she makes such great stuff. She makes stuff like this for the nerds, the anime nerds, the weebs, but not just for like parties, but like you mentioned like you make work stuff.
Yes.
So like how did you like build this company? Like what was the vision that you had in mind?
Well, the vision I had in mind was more for my own purpose, that I realized I wasn't showing my authentic self. As I got older, I worked for the federal corporation, and I realized whenever someone was speaking to me, trying to get to know me, I didn't feel like I was 100% myself, letting them know that I liked anime and I liked, pop culture and comic books. It was not until you're like dating someone and then you bring them to your house, you're like, oh, you got so much stuff in your house. I was like, oh, I forgot I like this stuff. And for women, they don't have that opportunity to showcase that, because it's like more in silence, and you move in silence unless you're wearing like a t-shirt. But you can't wear a t-shirt at a club, you can't do it at work. Mostly maybe if you have a tattoo or something, but that's what started my business, was realizing when I was going to work, I hated shopping because it was just really boring. I even tried buying like one of those Sailor Moon blouses from AliExpress, and it was just like a very horrible material. It didn't really fit my body as a black woman. So that's when I decided, like, okay, if I can do this one thing for myself and bring happiness to myself, I feel like I'm more connected to my childhood. Because everyone says your mental health, you have to connect to your childhood back and what made you happy as a child. And what made me happy as a child was comic books and watching anime. So it just put two to two together. And not only when I was creating it for myself, I realized people were asking me like, oh, I did not know you like that stuff. People that I knew for years, I like it too. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're creating a conversation, we're creating a community. So that's what really sparked my business, and which was established like 2.5 years ago.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned about like establishing connection through anime and comic books. It's just like that's how I gain rapport with my students, and I feel like that's just how everybody just gets along. Like especially when spaces like this at Blerdcon or any comic book convention, it's all love amongst like the fandom, no matter what you like.
Yeah, or what age you are. Like people feel like it's still meant for children. I actually had two of my godchildren watching Demon Slayer last night, and they're like, I didn't realize how like rated R it was. I was like, this is not for kids. Like it's definitely for all ages, depending on what you're watching. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I think the appeal of shows like Demon Slayer is most of the anime is about like I'm fighting for family, I'm fighting for my friends, and I think that's the great appeal about it. So you have your godchildren started out on Demon Slayer, which I mean it's like at least
So
it's not.
funny. I'm like, oh my goodness, this was the wrong way to start. But they loved one of them loved it. The other one was too scared. He like closed his eyes. So I was like, it's okay.
I mean, it's not like it's Attack on Titan. I feel like that.
Yeah,
that's
a no.
really
That's a
definitely
no.
brutal. But what was the anime that got you started on this whole journey? Like, what was your first anime that made you fall in love with the genre?
I would say Sailor Moon was my first one that I could remember.
Same. Was it Toonami?
No. I think maybe it was Toonami. I knew that I was watching. I didn't know there was a name for it. Like I know I was watching other anime, but it was definitely Sailor Moon. But I feel like Sailor Moon was placed somewhere else before Toonami. That's how. I don't want to say that's how old I am. But it was like to a point where like my friend would do a VHS bootleg for Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars, and I was like 6 or 7. So it wasn't Tanami, but I can't remember. Like there was so many different ways to obtain anime. Like you had to really reach out for it. So
Oh yeah, it's like we didn't have the Crunchyroll. We don't have like the what is it like 1, 2, 3 movie or any other
yeah,
like bootleg. So like you had to really hunt for it because it was just so niche.
yeah.
But I think Sailor Moon is like the starting point for most black girls in the anime. It's
Yeah.
like, am I wrong? Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, I think it was definitely a good startup just because it was based on friendship. And each character had their own personality and their own problems, and that's when internally you're learning from Sailor Moon. Like at the end of the show, like Sailor Moon says, do this and that. It was really great and helpful for just little girls or even boys who didn't have a mom and a dad in their household or have someone to guide them throughout the daytime. And they come home, they do their homework, and they have like these shows to motivate them and find their independence.
Yeah, for sure. It gave you like, teaching you your morals. But also it's just so glamorous. Like here you have a teenager that's not sure what she's doing
Yeah.
and like where she's gonna go, but she sticks it out and like no matter what, like she's going to protect those that she loves. I think
Yeah.
is that the like overall appeal of Sailor Moon?
Yeah. You might have one person that was into Sailor Mercury, and then that's when they brought up careers and what they were doing. Like, oh, maybe I want to be a doctor. Or you had Sailor Jupiter, and she was a chef. Like, oh, maybe I want to be a chef. I remember I was in love with Sailor Mars, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I want to be an athlete. So it just drives young girls to a certain avenue outside of what they don't know. And that's where you're like, for me, Sailor Mercury was the person that motivated me to do well in school. I was like, she is smart, and I want to be smart. And my mom got lucky with that because nobody was teaching me anything. So Sailor Moon is definitely a great show to start. It's very motivating for people, and just I think a lesson learned for people who doesn't have that strong stability in their household.
For sure, and you can even see the influence of Sailor Moon in some of your products. So you mind like grabbing your purse and showing it to your audience? Like this is just so cute. Like look at this purse, and it's like it's genuine leather, correct?
Yes, it's made out of cowhide, and then the inside I have like a green color because I have this thing for like different color contrast, and then it comes with like a foot at the bottom of the purse because I don't like touching the floor with my purse.
Yeah, that's bad luck.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want, if you want your money to be full, I mean your purse full of money, you do not let it touch the ground. It's like be sanitary.
So yeah, it's like a cute little bag with a shoulder strap in it. And definitely you can take it to work. Definitely you can take it to happy hours. So that's like the purpose of Bad Waifu. Just showcasing your love for anime in small, simple ways.
And that's just like one example of something where you also have like sunglasses here. I really like the cloud. Yes.
Yeah, so we
Like
have the cloud here. It's really cute, very chic, and it's actually a sunglasses, so you can definitely wear it. And then this was actually created by Kibu London in the UK. She was the founder of creating this. And then, she got some setback because a couple of Chinese manufacturers stole her ideas.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, with like, you've probably seen it with like the trinkets and stuff like that. But these sunglasses are very sturdy, very well produced. And then she's actually trying to create more colors. And I'm the one that is US based, and I sell them off for people here that is interested in wearing them.
so you're already like forming partnerships with other like women-owned businesses.
Yes, women and black owned. She's actually a black Nigerian entrepreneur that creates accessories. Yes.
And see how they keep ripping us off and like copying our style? Like that's insane.
It's hard, but you're still learning. You're learning how to trademark, and you're learning how to hire. It's a long process that is a risk. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured like when going into your own business, there's a learning curve. But it's like the first thing, like when I started my business, I was like, I have to trademark. I have to like do what I can to protect, because we as creators, we come up with these amazing ideas, but you have buyers out there that steal it, and then we're just erased from history. So I definitely think like if you're someone that's like a copyright lawyer, definitely reach out and help the creators, at least with like the business side, so that their intellectual property is protected.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I agree. And it might be a long process, but just because you don't have the knowledge, you will be fine. You'll always learn as you go, and any failure that you encounter is just a plus in your, skill set to do better.
For sure. Now, before we close out this interview, is there anything else that you would like to promote? Like, what's next for Bad Waifu?
That's a good question. I'm still creating new items for my collection. So you can see behind us, we have more of like a K-pop influence. I'm a lover for Korean culture. I love K-drama. I love K-pop. So here is just an example. And it's actually a mix of embroidery and a print here. So it's two different texture. And it's just a black woman that says K-pop attitude. So I just really want to incorporate that. The black culture also loves the K-drama, K-pop, and the culture, and just find our way to fit into it. Because we almost had an idea to do a soju bottle, but I was like, that's just too cliche. Let's just make it about us. And then I have the infamous no anime, no pussy, just very, very chic, very, grown woman. So just little things that are coming our way slowly but surely. But we're going to be coming up with our 3rd year of Bad Waifu anniversary soon.
Oh, that's great. 3 years in the game, and you're definitely prospering. Like, word is already getting out about your business and the products that you deliver. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. I was so glad that I was able to find you here at Blerdcon. Make sure that you visit give them your website real quick.
Yeah, so the website is badwaifuofficial.com, BADWAIFU official.com.
And make sure that you buy and support Black women-owned businesses for sure. And you should see how much you have grown from this glowing conversation. Make sure you stay tuned for more. I'll catch you guys next time.